So
thank you for having me back, by the way.
Absolutely.
Excited to be here.
You've been on before.
Yes.
Joining us today to talk about this and more is Eliza Bleu.
Hi.
Who are you?
My name is Eliza. I'm a survivor advocate for those affected by human trafficking, and I am also a survivor of human trafficking.
Right on.
Yeah.
So
2 years ago this month, actually.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
And I want to save it because we got some big news. So thanks for hanging out. And for this first story, we're not throwing it to a website. I'm going to throw it to Eliza. Apparently, you've got something to say.
Yes, I do. So before I say what I'm about to say, I just want to let everyone know that I serve these survivors, speaking here as their survivor advocate. And to anyone that needs more information, I will be giving information at the end of this. So if survivors need to step forward, and as always, anytime I'm on a show, just know that you can reach out to the human trafficking hotline at any time. I can also give that number throughout this stream as well. So let's get it going. Tonight I might use the word allegedly at certain points. This has been advised by legal. Not because I don't believe the survivors that I serve, but it's the legal way to do it. So let's get it going. This is an official press release. These are not my words. This is a survivor. As a survivor of the Tate brothers, I understand how difficult it can be to come forward and speak out about what happened to you. But when social media gives us a glimpse into the extreme harm that others cause, I feel obligated to step forward and speak out against it. If these words can prevent one woman from being an alleged victim of Andrew and Tristan Tate, it justifies the risk that I'm taking. It can be scary, overwhelming, and you may feel like you don't have anyone to turn to. If you or someone you know is a survivor, know that you are not alone and that there is help available. By coming forward together, we may be able to find justice for ourselves and prevent these perpetrators from hurting anyone else. It is a brave and important step towards healing and finding closure. I know it can be hard to take this first step, but I promise you that there are resources and people ready and available to help you through this process. Don't let fear or shame keep you from speaking out. Let this be a reminder that you deserve to be heard, to feel safe and supported. You have the absolute right to seek justice. This is a moment and an opportunity for any victim of these alleged perpetrators to stand up, and together we can recognize vulnerability as power, see the strength in numbers, and shine light on strength of every single survivor. Signed, an anonymous survivor. The second statement. This will be Survivor 2. For women who have been victimized, we didn't know the game that was being played to hurt us. We didn't know a game was being played at all. It's only after it happens and you lose that you know, whether the lover boy method or some other way. Victims know that this game of deception is used in the court of public opinion today. To the people who've made assumptions about the victims before trial, I forgive you. Sorry. I won't ask those people to change their opinion for our sake. I would just ask them to consider one thing. What if you're wrong? Is it possible? And if it is, you can wait for the court to do its job before attacking. Those who have gone about the correct legal process for justice. To all the victims out there, I know how wounded you feel. I have felt that way too. I love each and every one of you for being brave enough to move forward despite those feelings. You are loved and know how strong you and many know how strong you have been. Signed, anonymous survivor. So if you are a survivor of Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, or any co-conspirators in this case, I need you to visit the website ncose.com. ncose.com. You'll see a click through. It'll go straight to the legal team that's representing these two survivors. And I have a message of support from a survivor of Epstein. survivor of Epstein Maxwell, Teresa J. Helm. My support, empathy, and immense respect to these courageous survivors braving through the storm and coming forward. Each of these women have the soul of a warrior and the heart of a lioness. To the women coming forward and speaking to you, you are changing the world and halting the vile systems of exploitation. Make no mistake, you are a hero. You speak for so many that have yet to breathe life into their words. You are taking your power back. You are returning it to where it has always belonged, within you. Justice is a journey, and I encourage you to use each footstep to imprint your fierce will. Fight back, demand accountability, drain the shame that was never yours. Whoo, that's cold. To the survivors that are currently developing your strength to take that first step of coming forward, we are suited up, and you have an army of warriors ready to lock arms with you, and that's true. Take the step, reach out. We are here to help you and build a foundation of your pathway to justice. They thought they'd bury you. Break free through the barrier of silence. Take your power back with love, respect to each of you. God bless you, Teresa J. Helm. Teresa J. Helm is now working full-time at Nkosi, and Nkosi Law will be representing the survivors, the American survivors and Western survivors, in the Andrew Tate case.
What do we know about what Andrew Tate was doing? What do we have in terms of hard facts?
So just based off my relationship, I'm not going to speak too much about, the case, but I will be posting those statements onto my Twitter account, at Eliza Bleu. Sorry, I cried, Tim. At Eliza Bleu, at ELIZABLEU. I'll be putting them there. And then survivors, if you missed the website to reach out, you can reach out there. What we know is that there are some folks that want to get some justice. That's what we know. That's what I know.
So just to clarify that these are two victims that are coming forward, but they're choosing to remain anonymous.
And I'll tell you why.
And I heard kind of two words here: trafficking and lover boy.
Yeah.
Are those the main accusations? And are they suing for damages, or are they suing to get them arrested? So
really quickly, the survivors are remaining anonymous, and this was like a last-minute decision today because of fear. And fear as a result of the legal team is afraid for their safety. And that's where we're at. I'm afraid
in the
for
United
my
States?
own safety. I'm afraid for my own safety, even sitting here speaking about this. So that's where we're at with it. So we need to make sure before those survivors step forward, if and when they choose, because it's always up to the survivor. You can be a part of a lawsuit and be a Jane or John Doe, right? But if and when these survivors decide to step forward, we need to make sure that they are safe. And this goes to any survivor out there that's listening. If you decide to step forward in this case, either as a Jane Doe or whatever.
But so this is a monetary lawsuit then? If they're remaining anonymous, it's not going to be a criminal proceeding. In the United States, at least. We'll
see where it goes. I mean, it depends on whomever steps forward. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, if this goes to a lawsuit, then it's a civil case where they can remain anonymous.
If they can't remain anonymous, and if it's a choice between life or death, then we will not have them step forward. If it's not, it's always up to the survivor.
Now, you said you're not comfortable speaking about the evidence here. Can you say that you did see? Did you see any evidence yourself? If you can't tell us about that,
I'm not going to speak about
that. And
that.
are you confident, or from what your information that you're getting, is this a solid case from your experience working in this kind of particular field? Because I know there's still a lot of things up in the air. We still don't know a lot, but from your kind of understanding of how all this works, how do you see this case kind of
I believe the
forward?
survivors that I serve. And I'll leave that there.
Do you trust the justice system if it goes forward?
It's the system that we have.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter whether or not I trust it. It's the system that we have.
Does this tend to have like a good
Of course, I have my
rate?
own opinion on everything.
Right.
But I do everything legally and lawfully.
Yeah.
And that's how we'll do it. I wish that there was a different system, but I can't live constantly in utopia. I have to take action today.
First, I want to stress, I understand why people are skeptical. So the main challenge I have, there's a few questions. The first thing I'll say is, we've not actually seen any evidence other than accusations. And to be honest, even the statements that you have so far didn't actually assert anything. It's just people saying they were survivors and they're looking for more people to come forward.
Sure.
So I mean, that's why the lawyers probably say allegedly, because that's the first step, I suppose. But for the time being, we've not heard anything other than, and that it was exploitation and illegitimate, that he was a lover boy, that he was telling him how much he loved him, come out, and then actually was just putting him into these situations. So those accusations are there. I guess people are saying outside of, I will say this, these anonymous statements, but also Vice put out a video that allegedly comes from witnesses. We have circumstantial evidence. The other thing I'll add to it is, I can also understand why people are skeptical on this, because we've not gotten any accountability